Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. My name is Brother Omar El Rashid, and I'm the author, poet, and Peaceful Heart's Guide. And I wanted to share with you some thoughts and reflections I've had on this whole incident of everything that we've been discussing and everything we've been seeing going on in the world. There's a lot of panic, there's a lot of hysteria, there's a lot of hoarding of things because of this coronavirus. There's a lot of panic. And a lot of people are talking about, oh, these things are happening, there are terrible things that are happening. And actually, I saw a couple of posts, and you may have seen similar things on your feed, about the fact that, like, what was it, in 2001 there was the anthrax scare, and then there was Y2K, and then there was the SARS, and there's all of these things that have been described and illustrated as reasons for us to go panic and be afraid and be scared. And the reality is, one of the things that I think about often is all of this panic, all of this fear. What is it really about? Really, it's about our own mortality, right? It's about the fact that each of us one day is going to die. But that's a very peaceful and known reality. People are going to pass away from the beginning of time until the end of time. There are more people who get injured from the regular flu than this coronavirus. There are more people who die from things like car accidents or obesity or diabetes. All of these people who are so panicked about everything that is going on. The natural course of life is that people are born and people die. And it's a beautiful system of going back to God. Why would we be afraid of death? Why would we be panicking about this hysteria, about this coronavirus and all of these things when they're just natural courses of life? They are, simply put, another feature of life. People are born, people die. The elderly pass away and the young generations come in. It actually reminds me of, in my personal life, when my oldest daughter was born, my first son, when he was born, my ex-wife's great-grandmother had just passed away, and there was this recognition that as one life leaves the world, a new life comes into the world. So with all of these things and all of this panic, life goes on. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be scared of. Of course, take your precautions. Wash your hands with soap and water. Like, this is nothing new. But there's this hysteria, there's this panic, there's this energy of, oh my God, the whole world is falling apart. But the truth of the matter is, life goes on. And one of the things, and I feel like a lot of people around me are so scared or so terrified or so panicked. And one of the things that I reflect on is the fact that I have gone through this process of dealing with depression, dealing with bipolar, and dealing with the psychology and the Islamic principles that are able to bring me an overwhelming sense of peace, even among all of this panic. And this is something that I'm sharing with you tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow night I'm having a webinar at 8 p.m. Eastern time, inshallah. The name of the webinar is How to Feel Like the Happiest Person on Earth, even when there are mounting problems. And again, I didn't time it for this, this wasn't my intention, but the fact of the matter is, among all of this crises, there are some very basic principles that can help us to live and experience joy and happiness, even when there are problems, even when there are troubles, and to not feel overwhelmed. Because we can't control the life out there. We can't control the illnesses that are going around. We can't control any of that stuff. But what we can do is we can control how we react to it. And so for that, in order to feel that internal peace, even when there are troubling times all around us, that's what this webinar is for. And that's what I encourage you. If you're feeling like you'd like some additional resources and ways to feel peaceful in the time of this, hysteria, feel free to sign up for this webinar, and I hope to see you on the call tomorrow. Again, this is Brother Omar El Rashid. I bid you adieu. And again, the link is below if you're interested in attending and RSVPing. With that, I bid you adieu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.